This is what your review funnel looks like. Whenever a user clicks on the link in the review request, this is where they will land. It will include your brand name, the logo you provided, and the star ratings. The star ratings are gated. It defaults to 3 stars, so if a user chooses 3 to 5 stars, they will be prompted to leave a review on one of the platforms you've integrated. If they choose 1 or 2 stars, a negative feedback form will show up to gather their feedback and allow your client to address their concerns before the review is published online. Whenever this form is filled out, it will send a notification to the email and or phone number that you've provided, but that does need to be configured. I will get into that later in this video, and we also have a separate video on how to configure that. Once you have sent this to your clients, you will be able to track review sends here. You can see how many reviews you've sent, how many reviews you've received, the sentiment, average star rating, and the trends. You can also see who you sent the review request to and their review responses. In this review dashboard, you can also see the requests that you've sent, their status if they've sent. You can also see the reviews and respond to the reviews here. Now, once you've integrated the Google listing with the sub account, you will be able to see reviews in the conversations area as well. This area is much easier to respond to reviews. You can simply type your review response in this field here and click send. It will then push that review response to the listing itself. Your listing does not need to be integrated in order to use the review funnel. But in order for the reviews to pull in and for the review responses to be pushed to the listing, the Google account managing the listing does need to be connected. Now, you can edit the review messages by going to the reputation management area in the settings. This is where you can find the review funnel link if you'd like to use it in social media or other email promotions. You can also customize the SMS messages and the email messages here. There's also a review widget you can embed on the website that has the ability to customize colors and header. Now, for the negative feedback form, in order to set up where those notifications are going to go, you'll need to add a value to the client notification phone, a cell phone. It will not send to a landline because it's a text message. And you'll also need to add an email into the notifications email for client section. You can use client information or an internal team member depending on how your agency wants to handle those negative feedback forms. In this area, you can also set the review gating star. Like I said, it's default to 3 stars and above, but if you'd like only 4 stars and 5 stars to be published online, you can update that using the pencil icon here. In order to edit the review form itself, you'll need to go to Sites, Forms, and Builder. You'll then click the negative experience form and drag and drop to edit or change. There's another video that goes into a little bit more detail on this negative feedback form, so that is something that you can watch if you need more help. In order to see submissions of the form, you'll simply click the submissions section of the drop-down, and this will show you all form submissions. You can also select by the form if you want to see the negative experience or negative feedback form specifically. Now that should be all that you need to know with the review funnel. You do also need to set up the automation for the review notifications. What you'll need to do is go to the automation area, toggle to next, and find the customer direct feedback notification. It will not come published, it will come unpublished. So you'll need to open this automation, click the form, and make sure that negative experience is selected as the trigger. You can then look at the email message and the SMS message. We definitely recommend this if you're going to be sending these notifications to your clients. For example, you may want to delete this section. So if you delete that, simply click Save Action to make sure that that saves. You can also do the same thing with SMS notifications. If you don't want your clients to get the SMS notifications, you can simply delete that section if you'd like. You can also use the opportunities area to track negative reviews. You would need to set up and select the pipeline, select the pipeline stage you'd like to use, and so on. We do have a round of videos that go into a lot more detail about the opportunities if you'd like to use that. If you do not want to use the opportunities area, simply delete that step of the automation. This functions very similarly to Zapier, so it should be pretty easy to use. Once you've reviewed all of the sections of the automation, simply toggle to publish that and click Save. At that time, you are set up to use the review funnel. You've set up your review gating preferences. You've reviewed the negative feedback form, made any edits you've needed. You have set up the notifications and turned on the automation so that when a user leaves negative feedback, the appropriate parties will be notified. And at this point, you should have already integrated whatever platform you'd like to use to push reviews to. If you have any questions about the review funnel and how it functions, we're always available in chat to help.